Good morning. It's Tuesday, March 22nd, and I'd like to visit with you a little bit more about the rough draft and the poetry unit. Okay, if you haven't done so yet, I encourage you to print out that rough draft assignment sheet for the R2 project. Look over it carefully. I've tried to make the instructions about as clear as I can, but if you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask. Don't forget, it's worth 50 points, and it's due this Thursday at 11:55 p.m. Now, the main thing here is just ideas, lots and lots and lots of ideas. Spelling, punctuation, capitalization, even things like the thesis and topic sentences, those really don't affect your grade at all. Those don't count. What I'm looking for is just what you think based on what you've read, your ideas, your interpretations, your explanations. Okay? It has to have a minimum of 1,700 words. Anything less than that, you're going to lose 20 points. But I encourage you to go over and beyond. If you turn in 1,700, if you turn in the minimum, then I'm assuming you're shooting for the minimum grade. If you're looking for an A or a B, you're always going to want to go beyond the bare minimum of any assignment. So kind of keep that in mind. Now, of course, you don't want to turn in 3,000 or 4,000 words, but yeah, 2,100, 2,200 words would tell me that you're pretty serious about doing well on this project. Okay. Now, you don't have to have a list of works cited. It's helpful, and I encourage you to do that, because if you do, then I can start helping you decide which ones are good and which ones are bad. Bad sources will not affect your grade on this. It'll just give me some idea of where you're headed, and I can kind of point you toward or away from certain types of sources for your final project. However, one thing you cannot do, you cannot plagiarize. You cannot submit something that someone else has written, not even a phrase, not even a sentence. Okay? You're welcome to quote other sources. That's great. Just put it in quotation marks, slap an in-text citation immediately afterwards. But then if you have a quote in a citation, then you have to have a works cited page. Okay? And it needs to be formatted correctly, and I've given you the tools on how to do that. Now, several people have already turned in. That's great. I do not recommend waiting until the last minute. But if you've already submitted yours and then you learn something new or you understand something differently and you want to resubmit, just email me. I'm happy to delete your first submission, and then you can resubmit it up until 11:55 p.m. on Thursday. Okay? Please keep in mind that that's a hard deadline. Okay, we started our poetry unit yesterday. I hope you got a chance to look over those PowerPoints, those handouts I posted. Those vocabulary words really will help you. I suggest you commit early on to learning them, to memorizing that list of words. And then also keep in mind that poetry is one of those rare things in life that if you believe you can do it, you can do it. Sometimes poetry seems hard or difficult or off-putting, but really it just takes a little work. Read it through a couple of times, look up the words you don't know, write down ideas, thoughts, reactions to the poem. Think about what the poem is trying to say. Think about how it's saying it. Think about the life of the poet. Some of these poems have amazingly deep and profound ideas and can impact your life in meaningful ways, but you have to work with it a little bit. You have to read it silently, you have to read it out loud, you have to read it multiple times, you have to think about what it's trying to say and think about the words, the connotations and the denotations of the words. And the one tool which has helped me more than anything else is YouTube. YouTube has some wonderful videos. The Favorite Poem Project is a really useful and valuable tool to help you understand these poems better. I've already posted one for you, but I encourage you to find others on your own. And you don't have to watch just one video. Don't forget, you can watch 2 or 3 videos of the same poem. Just as you read a poem 2 or 3 or 4 times to understand it, you might try watching 2 or 3 different videos to see how they explain it differently. Okay. As always, if you have any questions at all, please let me know. And good luck.